Porn addiction is one of the most common problems found with men today, but yet it's the least spoken about. And because it's silent and hidden, many men just carry it with shame silently. You see, for many, porn starts as something curious, something normal that everyone does. It's instant, it's easy, doesn't require vulnerability or connection, there's no rejection. Over time, it starts to rewire how the brain works. You see, porn provides endless novelty, stimulation, and dopamine. And then the brain starts to require more and more and more of it to get the same level of pleasure. Suddenly, all intimacy starts to feel numb, slower, less exciting perhaps, or sometimes even overwhelming. Often I hear from clients that they find it difficult to connect with their partner. They find it harder to stay present, and they even have sexual difficulties sometimes within their relationships or within new sexual partners if they're not in a relationship. And when men feel rejected, they start to withdraw. And then what happens from there in the relationship is the partner starts to feel rejected, even though it was never about the partner. And when men try to stop, they feel disgust, shame, like their self-confidence is rocked, and a hell of a lot of disappointment. They may promise themselves that they're never going to do it again, that this is the last time, and that's it, then it will stop, but then they find themselves going back and doing it again. And that cycle of shame and disgust and disappointment, and then doing it again, keeps on going over and over. And rather than dealing with that emotion, they start to use it as a coping mechanism, like carrying on with porn. But this is important. Porn addiction is a response to unmet emotional needs, unresolved. The opposite of addiction isn't discipline, it's connection. When they start to realize that the struggle isn't actually about willpower, but about learning healthier ways to deal with the unresolved emotions that they are currently experiencing, that there are other ways of handling desire and emotion. Instead of hiding it, that is when the cycle can break. By reconnecting with your emotions and not just dealing with it with physical coping mechanisms such as porn addiction. You don't have to fight this alone. I can help you get there. Relationships can heal. Sexual dysfunction caused by porn addiction is so big of a problem. It can be fixed, but left unmanaged, things like sexual abuse, rape, inability to orgasm, even with the partner that they love, is a very common problem found in men.